Sup fams, welcome back to my channel, and today we got another Blu-ray review. And as you guys can see, right now I have the t-shirt for this review. And what are we reviewing today? Well, I guess you already know. Today I have Pumpkinhead, the limited edition steelbook with the new 4K transfer. All right, quiet on set. Scene 1, take 1. Action. Now, before I get on to the review, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share with your friends and hit that bell for notification, because honestly, it'll help out with my channel a lot, actually. So I'm not gonna review the film, so I'm just gonna get on with the Blu-ray itself. So let's do a little tech specs first. The film was shot in 35mm. And the aspect ratio is 1.85 to 1. And this has a 4K DI. The film also includes DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 surround sound and DTS HD 2.0 stereo. And I'll get to that in actually a couple minutes. So let's get on to the video. So since this film is a new 4K transfer from the original inner positive, not the negative, which I'm pretty sure the reason why they didn't get the negative is because, well, either it's lost, unavailable, or MGM just will not allow Shout Factory to do it. So since I also own the original collector's edition, which is from the same inner positive, but it's a 2K transfer, which I'll show you right now. Right here, I have it with the slip cover intact. So since Shout Factory already released this, or Screen Factory already released this before already, how does the new 4K transfer picture quality look? Well, it actually, aside from a couple of minor little shots of the film that don't have a huge difference or improvement on the 2K scan that was released before in 2014. Honestly, I do see a difference. Aside from colors and brightness and saturation, I do see a lot of clarity and sharpness in a lot of moments. For example, the opening flashback scene with Ed Harley as a child, there's a scene when he's just laying in bed, looking at the fireplace, and I've never noticed this before on the 2K scan, or it's on the, I think I noticed on 2K scan before, but it was not as crystal clear sharp as this. There's this shine through his eyes that it looks very 3D and very good. Like, it feels like Ed Harley, little kid Ed Harley's in front of you, which is great. And of course, the film looks cleaner and looks more, basically looks with a higher resolution bump. It looks a bit more, of course, it looks sharper, like I've already said. You get to see more Pumpkinhead suit. You get to see more on the practical effects, makeup effect. You get to see more on the grotesque makeup effects of the victims. And also you get to see a nice scenery of course, Haggis's lair on the hills that are on the countryside. And also you get a nice clear look at the cabin at night. And also the 4K transfer does elevate the night scenes, especially once Pumpkinhead starts attacking the victims. You see more clarity. You see the night scenes are just way better saturated. So it looks a little less bluish and more, of course, magenta is how it should look, apparently. So if you guys are used to even the 2K transfer even fixed the colors too. So it looks, especially when it comes to the 2K transfer and the 4K transfer, the colors are pretty much the same. It's just that they're just a bit more well presented on the 4K scan, if that makes any sense. But yeah, aside from minor stuff of the film, of the transfer looking little to no difference from the 2K scan, since it is sourced from the original same inner positive scan from the original inner positive, I still see a difference. Even though there are moments where it's minor, I still see a difference. There's major differences and improvements on it. Of course, not just color and clarity, but in terms of sharpness too. Of course, you see more sharpness on the Pumpkinhead suit and on of course, the faces on people. So now let's get on to the audio. So apparently this is not fully marketed on the steelbook itself, but it is known to have the original, and it's actually been proven that it has the original ultra stereo mix in DTS HD 2.0, which is amazing. I never thought they would, I always thought that the original the Blu-ray had that, but apparently maybe it's a down mix of the 5.1 track, which also this new 5.1 mix is a new mix too. I'm guessing they took the original ultra stereo mix and just created a multi-channel mix of it. But yeah, so the mix sounds phenomenal. Especially when there's a night scenes where you're surrounded by woods, especially when Pumpkinhead shows up. Of course, it creates this storm-like presence. Not only are you surrounded by Pumpkinhead going at you, like growling at you from the front channels, but you also get hit by the winds and leaves and trees behind you, which is awesome. So great job, Shout Factory. You guys giving us a surround mix that is just amazingly active. I mean, it's not, since it's also based off a ultra stereo mix, it's mostly centered on, most of the effects are coming from the center channels, but it's kind of, ooh, the light turned out. I had a baddie, but hey, the show must go on. But once the film has to present these sound effects from the surround sound mix, it does it, and it does it well. Especially from the rear channels, when it's trying to present it, it does it perfectly well. So yeah, the 5.1 mix is phenomenal, guys. I recommend it. And also listen to the original Ultra Stereo mix in high definition. It sounds phenomenal too. Especially with Pumpkinhead. I never thought that, even when he looks at you, when he growls and stuff like that, it feels like he's there. So it's great, guys. I love it. All right, let's get on to the special features. So if you own the original collection edition, especially the DVD and the original Shout Factory release, all of it is there. So unfortunately, nothing new is presented here in special features, but I'm fine with that because everything has been ported over, like the new featurettes, the Joel featurette, the Billy Harley featurette, and the multi-documentary, as I like to call it. And of course, the behind-the-scenes footage, still galleries, and the trailer are intact. So this is great. And the Stan Winston tribute that I still cry to this very day is intact. So that's just good. So if I were to rate the video, of course, I'll give it a perfect 10 out of 10. It's amazing. And you know what? I would buy it again if they ever put out a 4K Blu-ray of it. For the audio, I'll have to give it of course, a 10 out of 10. It's stunning. And for special features, 10 out of 10. Even though nothing new is presented, at least everything that was released before is presented here, so you're not missing anything out. So if you guys already own the original collection edition from the 2K scan from Shout Factory, Screen Factory, should you upgrade to this? Well, it depends. If you're happy and satisfied and not into 4K, just stick with that. If you're happy with that, stick with that. But if you really do want to upgrade to the 4K version, get it. It is worth your money. And it's actually not that expensive, really. It is really not. It's only like the most expensive price. If you go to shoutfactory.com, it'll be like $28, I assume. And on Amazon, it's $23. So basically, if you already own the original edition, you're basically paying $3 to $5 extra. So that's awesome. So yeah, that is my review for the new Pumpkinhead Limited Edition Steelbook from Screen Factory. So yeah, this is Javi from Javi Productions signing off, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show.